We're a biogas association, so we're a member-driven organization that advocates on behalf of biogas as a renewable energy source. My role is the executive coordinator for the Biogas Association here in Ontario. I am very passionate about biogas as I was introduced firsthand with a biogas facility at my own farm near Kingston, which is a dairy operation. That facility has a biogas system in its operation as well as the dairy operation, and together the two facilities come together so well. Biogas systems like the one you see behind me, only a portion of the system itself, are well suited to farm operations because the feedstock or the inputs can be a whole host of materials. Primarily they have to be organic in nature so that they can break down in the process of anaerobic digestion, which happens in the vessel. If a farmer is looking to start a biogas operation, there are a lot of factors that they have to take into account. What is it that biogas can bring to their operation? There is a fantastic synergy and complement to biogas facilities for various farm operations. I highly recommend that when an individual is interested in contemplating biogas, that they have the opportunity like this to be able to come and see a facility. There is nothing better than being able to get a first-hand account from the actual owner or the farmer himself, to be able to speak to the various developers in terms of what kind of technology could meet their needs.
Anaerobic digestion is the decomposition of organic material in the absence of oxygen. And how it works is the organic material, which in our case the digester is mainly veal manure. It's brought into the digester and it's heated up to 38 degrees Celsius, which is optimal for us to break down and to get the microbes to break down the organic material and release the biogas, which is methane and carbon dioxide with traces of other gases as well. We capture the gas in the flexible dome of the digester itself, and the gas is then brought to our engines, which is burnt to create heat and electricity. And the heat produced from that process we're using to heat the digester and the different components, and as well in our barns to offset heat costs. And the liquid digestate, which is produced from the process of anaerobic digestion, we use, which is stored in these pits here, and then in fall and spring applied to the land as nutrient. The green story on the farm with having the digester on the premises and us lowering our carbon footprint helps marketability by letting the consumer, which is more aware of what they're buying nowadays. They want something that's more environmentally friendly and with a low carbon footprint, and that's exactly what the digester does, and it completes the carbon cycle, the short carbon cycle, and also the nutrient cycle. And that is by taking not only our manure, but other nutrients such as waste feed, and it takes them in that would have been otherwise diverted to landfills and puts it through the process, so we harness the energy off of it, and then the nutrient value stays in with it in the liquid form, and then is applied to the land as a nutrient for the plants that grow on the land.
Biogas is a great fit for Ontario. It offers a tool for Ontario to address nutrients and organics. My vision for biogas in this province would be to have anaerobic digestion facilities built close to various organic producing scenarios, producers to harvest the carbon and nitrogen from those facilities. On the family farm I grew up on as a teenager, we're currently building an anaerobic digester facility. It's a great tool to diversify farm gate revenue and diversify farm gate product. In Ontario currently, we've only touched the tip of the iceberg for farm potential for anaerobic digestion. The opportunity for the farmer to produce biogas on all types of farms, whether it's dairy farms, poultry farms, swine, or just even cash crop scenarios, is completely untouched. The advice I would give to a farmer or proponent to install biogas, an AD biogas system, would be to ensure that all connection scenarios have been addressed prior to building and getting too far down the road. The other thing I'd always think about is that from the rear end of a cow, there's potential of almost $200 per year generated from the manure alone.
The province of Ontario has been interested in building the biogas industry for a number of reasons. One of them is that biogas systems produce green energy. And so as we look at moving beyond fossil-based fuels and other fuel sources, green energy solutions like biogas are going to be part of our energy future. Biogas systems are also attractive because they reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And so the province has actually created funding programs in the past to support the deployment of a biogas sector for greenhouse gas purposes. Biogas systems, of course, are attractive because they provide rural benefits like manure treatment and solutions for waste management and rural economic development. And then important also is the development of a biogas sector of industry players like farmers, food processors, and others who might build systems, and then also the companies that will provide services and support for these biogas systems. And so working with the industry, the province has drawn people together through the creation of associations, through conferences and training sessions and workshops, so that knowledge can be shared and so that new opportunities can be discovered. It's important for a farmer who's considering adopting a biogas system to go in with their eyes open. It's important to take the time and consider alternatives. It's important to get out and see what's out there. There's a number of programs that are generally available for people to access to look at feasibility studies, to look at how does a biogas system fit within a farm business. And so farmers should look at those opportunities, take the time to research and invest in doing the groundwork to make sure that the biogas system that they're considering is right for their operation. One of the big successes is that a biogas sector has been created. So when we look to a few years ago, there was interest in biogas, but there wasn't the service and support and companies there. And so through the last few years, as programs have been delivered and as new systems have got built, we now have a number of companies that are capable of providing opportunities and some competition and different solutions for different biogas operators. And so one of the big successes is that there are several companies that offer services to the biogas sector.